Okay, we finished last time, but let me finish up. I didn't save anything. So here's my problem statement. You don't have to put the problem at the top of the problem statement, but I always found it's easier taking it off the web page and putting it in here. So I'm going to do File and then Save As. And it's going to want to go into Notepad++ Portable. So I'm going to put it in Assignments, Assignment 2, Lessons, and this is the, what is this called? Dog walking. All right, so I'll put dog walking .txt. Very important that you put the .txt at the end of dog walking. It's not going to automatically do that for you. So make sure you put dog walking.txt so when you open it up back up again, it can open up for you. All right, so there is that. And then I'm going to save my flowchart. And again, I can't save the flowchart because I'm in demo mode. So View, create flowchart meta file. Let's see, am I where I'm supposed to be? Yes. So this is assignment 2, and this is dog walking. And I'm not going to call it dog walking txt, that'd be silly. So if I don't put an extension here, it's going to automatically put a .emf, and that's really what I want. So in Visual Logic, don't put an extension. In Notepad++, add .txt. All right, that's done. Now what I need to do is open up HTML kit. So again, I'll go into my 114 folder, HTML software, HTML kit, bin, and then HTML kit exe. If you don't see the exe at the end of this, go into View and make sure that you have a check mark next to File Name Extensions. If that's not there, there's no exe. And that's important to have that at the end. So always make sure that this has a check mark in it in the View menu. And I just double click on it. Now I've opened it up several times, so it's going to open up a little bit differently. It's not going to ask me questions. So remember, the answer to all the questions is no until you get right here, and then you can say okay. And normally when you open it up, it'll look like this. And what we want to do is get rid of our files section and get rid of our messages section at the bottom. Since you're opening it up from home, once you have gotten rid of that the first time, it should always stay away, but I'm not sure when you're watching these videos. We need to get rid of all the HTML and start with our script tags. So script, and /script. Okay, and then I'm going to make some space. And I'm going to go get my problem statement. So here's my problem statement. I'm going to copy from the constants down to the last output. So Control C. And then up here, I'm going to leave some space at the top for my var. Control V. And now I'm ready to go ahead and start coding. So you can see the problem statement really makes it coding so much easier because most of it's done before you get here. So on line 2, we put var for variable. Now we have to declare all our input and all the results of calculations. So that's going to be the total charge here. You can see that input, and total charge is right here at output. So that's probably the easiest way to go. I'm just going to copy that, Control C, come up here, Control V, and now I need to get them side by side with a comma in between. So I'm going to do comma, space, delete, end. Oops, I got my number thing on. Okay, and then comma, space, delete, and then go to the end and semicolon. So these are my blank places in memory. where I'm going to stick my input and the result of my calculations. For constants, let's bring this over and put 2 slashes in front because we want to comment that. And then for the walking fee, I just need to put a semicolon at the end. Then for my input, I put 2 slashes. For my calculations, I put 2 slashes. And for my output, I put 2 slashes. So those are all comments. Then when I'm doing my input, I'm going to say I'm going to assign to that place in memory called numDogs, what's returned from my prompt, open and close parentheses, semicolon. Okay, and then in here, I need a label, not a label, I need a question. How many dogs? Question mark. And on the outside of this quotation, I'm going to need a default value. So if you remember, our practice data said there were 2 dogs that walked for 3 hours. So I'm going to put a 2 in there. Okay, and then the next one, we're going to do the same thing. I could copy and paste this down here and then change it, but let's go ahead and type it. I have a place in memory called numHours. I wish to assign to that place in memory what's returned from my prompt when I ask this question, open and close parentheses, semicolon. And then I could back myself into it and I create my question. So that's my first set of quotes. How many hours did you walk? Question mark. Then I go to the outside of the quotation, put double quotes in again, and then this is my default value. And again, when we took a look at the problem, they showed you that if you did 2 and 3, you got 30. So that's what we're going to be using is 3 hours. So 2 dogs for 3 hours, and that should end up with being 30 at the very end. All right, so the next thing is our calculations, and all I got to do is put a semicolon at the end, and I'm done with that line. Then the output, a little bit more work. And again, I could use my flow chart for that. So if you keep your flow chart open, you can't use the picture, but you can use the flow chart before you close it. I start with document.write, and then I open parenthesis, go to the end, close parenthesis, and semicolon. So the only thing I need is a label and a join symbol. And again, my flow chart already has that for the number of dogs. So if I double click on this, all I need to do is copy this, which is everything but numDogs, because numDogs is already there. Control C. I'm going to bring this over. And right in front of numDogs, Control V. Nice. So easy as can be. The next 2 of these are going to need document write parenthesis. So I'll do Control C. Then go down here and do Control V, and then do Control V. They also need to end with a parenthesis semicolon, so I'll do Control C, Control V, Control V. And again, I can do the same thing using my flowchart. The flowchart is the easiest way to do it because you've already tested it and it works. So I just need everything but numHours, Control C, Control V, and then go get my last one and get everything but total charge, Control C, Control V, and now that's perfect. Okay, if I went too fast, you can always rewatch this portion of that or slow me down. All right, let's go see if this works. 2 dogs, 3, and then, one line. I would really like to have these on separate lines. So I need to go back and change things. Let's go back into my editor. What I want is, after it does that first line, I want to start on the second line. So what we do is, in front of, starting with the second document write, inside the quote and before the first character, I'll put a less than symbol, BR, and then greater than symbol. This is what's called a break tag, and it's going to break the line and then put this on the next line. We use this is HTML. We use this, so I'm going to do Control C and bring it down here and do Control V. Remember, document write says the document is a web page, and the write method puts whatever's in the parenthesis onto that web page. So since it's a web page we're displaying, we can use HTML inside our text, and it'll go ahead and do that and use that. So let's go ahead and preview it. I have 2 dogs. I have 3 hours. And now it's 36. See how much nicer that is? You want to get, yeah, that's good. All right. Notice there's no periods at the end. You don't have to get fancy. This is good enough. This is exactly how I want to see your stuff at the end. All right. And then the last thing we do is save it. And this is going to be dogwalking.htm. So you should, as per the instructions, not be just watching these videos and reading this text, or you will not get it. You must open up the software, open up HTML open up Visual Logic, open up Notepad++, and follow along, or try to do it yourself without even watching me. Go ahead and see if you can do yours and then check your answer against mine. By doing this over and over again, by the time we get to the assignment, this is going to be so easy for you that you'll be able to bang out the assignment in no time. But if all you do is read and watch videos and then try to do the assignment, you're going to go, Mr. Brady, I don't even know where to start. And that's because you haven't been doing your due diligence up to this point. All right, that's the end of this video.